Hello guys, welcome to Pillow Talks, and today's show we have the lovely Kay. Hello Kay, how are you?
Blessed.
How you feeling?
Even more blessed.
Excited to be here with us today.
As always.
Good.
It's always a pleasure.
Good, good, good. And
two lovely ladies.
We have the lovely... Steady on, boy. We have the lovely Sahar. Hi Sahar,
Hi.
thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me again.
How are you feeling today?
I'm good.
Good, excellent. So guys, we're going to be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of dating when it comes to age. So let's just throw it out there. Kay, have you dated anyone who has been very younger than you?
Yeah.
Big age gap?
Big age gap. 15 years.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So how old was you?
40.
So she was 25?
Yeah, ish.
Okay. How did you meet her? How did you get into that?
Usually in a party. Something like that.
So did you know she was 25 when you first started speaking with her?
She looked good. That's what I was working on. So.
Okay.
And then obviously I found out the age and I was like, yeah. Felt young again, you know what I mean?
So what would you say were the perks of that relationship? How long did it last?
How long did it last? Off the top of my head, it's probably about 6 months, less than 6 months, ish,
Okay.
something like that. But it didn't last as long as it should have.
That's a good little run.
Yeah, it was a little run. But in reality, yeah, I mean, it's loads of sex. Like young girls love loads of sex. But then actually, when a girl gets peaked, about 30, and she's like even more sex. But yeah, around that age, yeah. But yeah, I was working with it, and yeah, it's a bit much for me. I thought I was young, but yeah.
You couldn't keep up.
No, I could keep up, but the joints and everything, the mind was telling me yeah, and the body was telling me no, and yeah, knees hurt and everything.
Wow.
Nighttime.
Wow.
You start picking up. No, because you know what it is? When you try to start picking up girls, you start getting into positions. You see that rigor mortis and everything start to seize up and things. So you have to be careful. Yeah, bro. You know you're in a position for a long time, and you start when you're young, you could like long, but you try to do that when you're old, you start to seize up. So you have to keep changing position. That's the thing.
How did she feel about that? Like, obviously, you.
I'm an old man. I'm experienced in it, so obviously you're getting the best.
Yeah, but did you sort of voice that to her that like? Listen,
you know what I told the girl, you can't manage.
Little lady.
Turn it down.
You're too much.
No, I can manage everything. I will try.
Okay, but it ended in 6 months though.
Yeah, but that was because I couldn't take the headache. No, it was the headache. What? It was the headache. No, because listen, you know what it is? You see me meet a young girl, yeah, you do feel a bit revitalised. Because it's a young thing, she looks nice and rare, and you try your thing and that. But in reality, yeah, the issues that come about is the age gap, is mentality.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you haven't got the same, if she's not on the same wavelength as you, that's when your problems start. Because the first 3 months is honeymoon period. Yeah. Bam, 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 non-stop, all day, you do all kind of thing, outside, inside, upside down, all of that. You can do all of that. Cool. But once you got past all of that, you get into the serious end of the thing. And when you get to the serious end of things, that's when you start to realise there's issues.
I totally agree. I was seeing someone, he was 10 years my junior, and it was weird because when he actually pursued me, I knew his age and I was dead like, no, you're too young. But he was so persistent. He was so persistent, and I think that is what kind of made me feel like he was, you know, a candidate.
You get fluctuated, no?
I mean,
it's ego, innit? You feel nice.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't for me. It wasn't about feeling nice. It was just that he was just very consistent, very persistent. Yeah. And you know, I ended up letting him take me out on a date, and his age didn't come into it. So I wasn't getting, you know, the vibes of him being younger. I wasn't feeling like, oh, this guy's really like immature. It was just like I was dating somebody my own age. Yeah. So I think that's where I kind of fell into that. But then, as you were saying, later, I was with him for 2 years. Later on down the line, there were things that I wanted to do that he wasn't really ready to do. And, you know, even I think gradually the emotional intelligence just wasn't up to speed with where I was. And, it obviously eventually broke down. And
life experience is important.
Yes, I think, and even what you said about the physical side of it was absolutely amazing. If I was basing my relationship on the physical side, I would have been there forever. But unfortunately, it's, you know, there's more to a relationship than just
and about where you are in life.
No, definitely. And it had that's what broke us up in the end, because we were just on totally two different pages, and he felt like I was moving too fast, but I wasn't moving too fast. I wasn't.
In your eyes?
I was not moving too fast.
In your eyes?
I wasn't moving too fast. I was just already there.
Yeah.
And he was taking his time to get there, and I felt like he started resenting. He started resenting the fact that, well, I'm over here and you're over there, and he kind of felt like less of a man, and then that's where the relationship kind of broke up. So you know, it's the physical side. Yeah, I totally get it, but and I could keep up, by the way. So I think this might be even a difference in between when it's the man being younger and the woman
but there's
being
a
older.
there's a different type of keeping up, though, innit?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
What about you, sir?
I'm quite new to this. I usually go for older guys.
Okay.
But now I'm at the age, I'm 36, and I don't want an older guy because they're all granddads now, do you know what I mean? I ain't got kids. I ain't looking for that.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, I did chat up a young teen the other day.
Oh, recently?
Recently.
Wow. How is that going? How recent was that?
Quite recent.
Days.
Weeks?
Actually, about
hours?
half hour, 30 minutes. Yeah.
So what initially, when you first met this guy, you obviously didn't know their age. So what was it about it?
Yeah, I don't.
And how much
guys.
younger? How much younger was he?
He's 5 to 6 years younger, so he's 30.
Oh, that's not that.
That's not young.
I think it's young.
That's about, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, it is consciously about where you are on the page. Like my stepdad, for instance, is 9 years younger than my mum.
Yeah.
But he was 36, she was 45. I feel like that's a bit more. I mean, each to their own, innit? You can't really. I'm not generalising, but. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like as I've got older, I wouldn't move to a guy usually, but it's like you have to, because now I ain't got time.
Yeah.
If I like someone, which is very rare, then I went and told him. I was like, I've been watching you all night.
Ooh,
and
saucy.
he obviously, and then I was like, how old are you? He's like 30, and obviously loving the fact that I was older, and I was like, what? Then you know when you're like, oh,
because men seem to like that. It's like it's some sort of achievement getting an older lady.
Yeah.
When you're young, yeah.
But there is also, I think, with women, I feel like there's also a bit more of a stigma to dating younger guys compared to men. I feel like men kind of get a more of an easy ride with it. It's kind of more accepted, and with women, or maybe we're just a bit more picky and choosy, because they do say that obviously women mature quicker than men. So
I think it's I think in that situation, a lot of women that I think initially with guys, there's like you say, you do look up to women, older women, and you but it's probably the experience and everything else. But then with the women, it's more of a situation whereby they might want that energy, because when you get to a certain age, things start to go downhill.
Do you mean in a physical way?
Sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the girl, like in a lot of situations, because when a woman looks at a younger man, from my experience, I mean, I started with older women from when I was young, all the way up from like 16, all the way up to like I was probably like in my 30s.
Okay.
And after 30s,
what's the oldest? How old was the oldest woman?
12 years.
Okay.
13 years maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
But then, and I think women that will know what they want necessarily, they might just dominate a younger guy and maybe put them in a situation where they can mold them into what they want. Maybe.
You think that's
my experience.
Okay. So,
but maybe not necessarily I'm ready for that at that moment in time, but I'm probably less likely to resist it.
Yeah.
Whereas when I got older, I realised that maybe I want to be more dominant in this relationship.
I see.
And then
because I'm
more physical.
You know yourself more now as well.
Right.
You've got life experience and you've grown up, so you know yourself more.
And I'm more physical.
Yeah.
So when I'm with a woman, I want to be. It's more physical rather than everything else, all the mental stuff, and that comes after. But I got to be physically attracted. You got to be sexually attracted.
Of course.
And then I start to look for other things.
That's such a man.
Does that mean that?
Yeah, but I'm a man.
Does that mean?
I look like I wear dress.
Okay. Does that mean that in the time that in your age now, you're not attracted to older women because they look aesthetically, they look older, or is it?
No, I met an older woman still, and she look kind of buff and she look young, and you get me. But the reality is this: that if she looks good, she's good in it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But you got to look good.
Yeah.
I want to see a woman like Zimmer, and then I'm saying, nah, that's not gonna happen. Like. So, but some people like that. Some people are attracted to older like grannies. They're actually attracted to it. That's not my thing. Yeah.
I don't know anyone that's
No, I know people. They like that thing.
Senior citizen.
Wrinkle up everything. Yeah, they like that. If they look, when they're walking in a wheelchair, well, no, maybe not that, but
do they need a passport?
Like all sorts, man.
Do they need a passport?
Listen, horses for courses. That's how it goes.
God.
You see, no, but people have flavors, you know. They got a fetish. People got a fetish for that.
I didn't even come out with something like this. Do you know that?
It's the truth. People like them thing there. Some people like this, they like that. I mean, well, me personally, that's not my thing. However, yeah, you get the best blowjob from a granny.
Because she's got no teeth.
Boy, if she got, she got no teeth, it's even better.
How would you know that?
Because there's no catch.
How would you know that? How would you know that if you're not into that sort of thing? Huh?
Listen.
You sound like you've got experience.
Right, no. What I'm saying, they will give you the better blowjob. This isn't experience, you know. Experience, you can't be experienced, you know. You can't be. What's better than experiencing it? Yeah. When you're experiencing them things there.
Where did you experience this?
Listen, right? I've had experience, yeah. Older women, they're better at it, right? Because they have practice. It don't mean that she's going to be a wife. Yeah. Because if you have too much of them things, then but we don't really want, you see me? But.
They dry up there, didn't they?
Lube can help, right? And I'm talking about blowjobs. I never talk about no, you get me?
So you said you've recently started dating a younger guy. What would you say are the advantages of dating a younger guy for you, in your opinion?
Feeling younger.
Oh, so yeah, the vibe. The spirit
I feel
is
like
young.
I'm back in my prime a little bit, which is nice.
Really?
Yeah.
That's lovely.
But you know, this has been the year for it, because at 36, this is like when the skin gets a bit soft, and I've like been growing my grays for 2 years, but embracing it and kind of actually thinking I'm not actually getting younger, you know, like, and you can physically feel it. So to have that again and feel younger is nice. Yeah. It's a bit like.
So you're saying
like age is nothing. But
being with a younger guy kind of relights your fire and you feel more youthful being with a younger man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Where did it come from?
I don't know. Huh?
Where did it come from? You know, like
I don't know consciously.
Was it coming from the interaction, or was it come from the sexual experience? Or both?
Bit of both.
Yeah.
Bit of both.
Definitely.
Because the banter in it, more banter, maybe. Is that what brought it all up?
But then
you have more fun, right?
I guess initially when you first meet someone,
person anyway,
when you first meet someone, you it's a vibe, isn't it? It's an instant attraction, isn't it? So if they have quite a youthful spirit, I don't really get
attraction. Yeah. So when you do, you have to embrace it, and
regardless of the age.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless of age, and even if that relationship doesn't take you to, you know, the moon and back, marriage, whatever, kids, whatever. It's all about just being in that moment and having, like you said, having that experience, that young spirit.
I think it's about, like you say, you see what you're saying. For me, it's like living in the now, and all of that philosophy of what society tells you, older woman, younger, but it shouldn't even really matter. In reality,
it shouldn't.
Like, if you're happy, you're happy. Yeah.
Exactly.
In life, I say do what you love. Yeah, and you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
And all of that. Because you know, like if you live in the future, you get anxious. If you live in the past, you get depressed. Yeah. Right. So you just got to live in what's happening now and just take the moment for what it is. Because
definitely.
You know you can party as much as you want. You can get, but what is that person giving you now?
Yeah,
it's true.
And that's
living in the moment is a very big.
So I think the situation whereby what you're saying for me. when I'm with in fact, it's not even with a younger person. I just find younger women in the experiences that I've had, it's because of the situations that I've met them in.
Yeah.
Right? And most of them, might be in a rave or in a party, but that's young mentality, innit? You're not going to really find older women in if I meet an older woman, it's going to be in a business environment. My work seems like...
Or at church.
Right, well, no. I don't want no church woman.
No, but do I, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. But, in reality, so I think I think we're to blame as well in that situation, because I could probably find a young at heart in a different environment if I was in the environment where I could meet that person. Make sense?
Yeah.
As opposed to being in work, being in club, and then having those two lives, but they're so far apart, because in the club, who goes clubbing? Yeah, young people go clubbing, not old people go clubbing. Yes, you can go old, but I don't go to old people club. Yeah. You know that. I don't do two-step, I do shuffling. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but you do have events where there are older people who go out.
Yeah,
you're not necessarily going to be in an environment where it's just young.
I've been there, not really my thing. I need jump up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
You're going to the wrong places.
Bro, but listen,
You're going to the wrong places, mate.
I can't do step. I don't like, what they call it, lovers rock. Not my thing.
So you know what? I think in my experience, obviously, I've only been with, one person who's been quite, a substantial amount of years younger, and there was a very key problem, and it was his mum.
The fundamental.
I think the mum was just not happy with him being with someone who's old, and she used to meddle so much, and I think
that was a lot.
Yeah, that was. I actually think if she wasn't so involved, or if she didn't have such a voice in the relationship, then things maybe would have gone a bit different. So there's that side of it as well. There's that, there's that downside, because the man is not mature enough to understand that you're not supposed to have your mother meddling in your relationship. So that was another disadvantage from my side.
I disagree with that in a certain extent. When I say it, I think, do you know why I say this? Yeah, because you could quite easily put yourself in a situation. Yeah, you can lose yourself and get caught up in a moment. Like, I've been there, but sometimes you need your parents or friends around you to ground you in it. And if you
I'm not talking about friends. I'm talking about a nosy mum.
Yeah, but mums are nosy anyway. Mums are protective. Fathers are protective of their daughters.
Definitely.
Just like mums will be protective of their sons. And if the mother thinks you're not best suited, or I'm not best suited, or whatever, however you look at it, right? That's what the issue is, realistically.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, but sometimes they can... I mean, I don't want to, take it away from the subject, but I think sometimes it is still a maturity thing as well.
100%.
In respect for the man, because at the end of the day...
You got to make your decision.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And I personally think that was because of his age.
Right. Maybe...
If I met him now, it might be different.
Experience, maybe?
Do you know what I mean? Because he's older.
Or experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think it's quite difficult. Not difficult. It's quite important when people say age, right? Age is a number, but life experience doesn't come with numbers.
That's so true.
And you got people.
True.
You've got people that are very mature through their life experience, and they could be at a young age.
Yeah, you got old souls.
Yeah. But then that same person, could be so advanced, they end up time warped where they are, and then everything else overtakes them. It's potentially possible. So you've got, when you meet someone, a lot of the meeting of someone is based on your interactions and where you are in your life. Life's are chapters, and you've got a timeline. Yeah. And sometimes they cross. But when they cross, one could be going like this and one could be going like that. It crosses, but then it keeps going, and then the other one's still meandering. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
That's what happens,
it's like rocket fuel. So it's very different. I think you got to understand, my point is that you understand the person. Yeah? Core values. Yeah. Yeah? And then end goals, innit? Yeah. And then from that,
very wise
old boy, innit? Is it?
Very wise words. Very wise words.
Yeah, and thing, but I think that's the most important core. But that's my lesson from it anyway. But I do love a young thing though.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Let's leave it on that note. Yeah, so yeah, I guess age doesn't really matter then, does it? When it comes down to it, it is all about the experience of the person that you're with.
Soul.
Yeah, definitely.
And because if you don't have no stamina, party done.
And the stamina, and the stamina, and the stamina.
Just make sure this older boy just go gym. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Drink the protein.
Drink the protein. Guys, thank you for coming. It's been a pleasure. So I hope your toy boy works out for you. Keep me posted, yeah?
I will.
And thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks for having us.